we were speaking about the types of research. Yeah, I think that primary and secondary research types of information are covered, are fine. So let's go to information types. Okay, we have studied research types, and now let's go to information types. We have discussed about quantitative and qualitative data, quantitative being all about numbers and statistics, and qualitative open questions and ideas, okay? So now let's try to group those things and type your answer, please. Type your answer if you know. We have information from personal interviews. Where do you think that goes? Where do you think that goes? Information from personal interviews. Qualitative information or quantitative information? Think very carefully. Remember that quantitative research produces, please be careful with your microphones. Remember that quantitative research produces hard data, which is easier to collect. Yeah, because that's numbers, record, measure, and represents as graphs and charts. Okay? Questions asked are usually closed, for example, where there are a yes or no response. That's quantitative data. Okay? Ones and zeros. Or people can put themselves in categories such as age or gender. Surveys and questionnaires typically feature this approach, and as a result, a larger sample can be asked. Yeah, quantitative data allow us to interview or to research data from a large number of people. Okay, that's quantitative. Now let's go to 1 second. Now let's go to qualitative information. Qualitative is non-numerical and reflects people's attitudes, views, behavior, opinions, and perceptions, okay? So those are open questions, open-intended questions, open-intended types of information, allowing for longer and more extensive replies, which means that this type of organ of conducting research is also more expensive and it takes more time, okay? Quantitative is faster and you can administrate into a larger amount of people, a large number of people, while qualitative is more expensive and also it takes more time. And depending on the time, you may only ask or make interviews to a smaller group of people, okay? But quantitative and qualitative have their strengths and weaknesses as well. For example, in quantitative data, you treat all people like numbers, okay? So you don't understand the specific or the particular cases of a lot of people, or why do they think that way, or why are they like that, which is permitted in the qualitative data. So it depends on the type of research that you want to do or you want to conduct, the type of information you need or require for your research, okay? Yeah, well, it says qualitative information from global perspective. In global perspective, it says we are interested in different perspectives at a global, national, local, and individual level. Qualitative data will allow you to understand the thought process involved in making decisions, reaching conclusions, or holding. The major problem with qualitative information is it is time consuming to collect, and you're going to know that because you are researching from different types of, from different sources of information. Also, it's difficult to collect and represent. It means that it's difficult for you to put it into a graph or into statistics. It's very difficult with qualitative data. And you cannot easily represent findings as graphs, for example, yeah. The number of people interviewed tends to be quite small, which is one of the weaknesses of qualitative data, okay? So remember that this part needs to be considered in your research proposal, okay? Remember that that part needs to be considered in the third part, methods and tools for gathering and analyzing data. And why? If you're selecting quantitative, if you're selecting qualitative, why? Primary or secondary, why as well? Let's go back to the activity. Yep. So information from personal interviews might be quantitative or qualitative. Emily says qualitative. Who else wants to state your opinion about it? Shall we leave it like that? What do you say? Yes or no? Come on. If you didn't speak, I'm going to assume that nobody's here. Therefore, I'm going to annul the attendance. So please speak your minds. Do you think information from personal interviews is qualitative or quantitative? Qualitative? Okay, let's leave it right there. Then we have information from open questions. Is that quantitative or qualitative?
Qualitative.
Yeah, qualitative. Yeah. That's mainly because it says open, right? And information from closed questions.
Quantitative.
Why quantitative?
Because there are closed questions.
I know. Closed question means yes or no, ones and zeros. Okay? Yep, quantitative. Let's see. This is your activity, by the way. We have newspaper surveys on people's views. Qualitative? Okay. Survey data.
Quantitative.
Okay. Newspaper surveys. Emma says quantitative. Quantitative or qualitative? Come on. I need you participating here. Why quantitative, Emma? Come on. We need to break the tie. Tenemos un cualitativo y un cuantitativo. Vamos, ¿quién dice para el otro? Come on. Qualitative. Okay, let's leave it there. In the meantime, survey data. Okay, because there are points of view. Very good. Let's see. Survey data.
Quantitative.
Okay, let's see. And information from groups, from focus group interviews. Qualitative. Okay. Okay, let's see. Very good. Yeah, sorry. We need to see that all opinions, all points of view, perspectives are qualitative. Okay? Points of view, perspectives, ideas, opinions are qualitative. We cannot put ideas, opinions, or perspectives into quantitative information, because we cannot ask for someone's opinion with a yes or no. Okay? Yeah, and focus group interviews. Remember that we say focus group interviews are for understanding different people's points of view or ideas. So it's the same thing. Ideas, information from personal interviews means ideas of someone, one person. Open questions, ideas of a large group of people. Newspaper surveys, also people's views, ideas. Here we have data, only survey data, which can be made by a questionnaire, and information from ghost question, yes or no, 1 and 0. That's it. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? That's for the third part, which is the gathering data and analyzing data. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Look, that is going to be it for today. But I do need you to finish your research proposal by this week. It means that it needs to be sent by Friday. Okay, so you have almost 5 days to finish it. It's a long time to do it. And I think you will do it just fine. Remember that you have to be very cautious with which type of information you need to write in your, or you're going to write on your research proposal. Look, even when the third part says methods and tools for gathering data and analysis, you have to reflect on what types of data you're going to be using. For example, primary data. Sorry, this is. Are you going to be using primary data? Not now, because of the quarantine, of course. This is just an example. Don't write it as I do, please. This is just an example. This is for you to have an idea. If I see someone writing the same things as I'm doing right now, you will get discount points. I won't aid you with that. Okay. So we have to use secondary data. Yes, because that's the only type of information available that I do have right now, which is the internet. Okay. But how do you do it? How do you collect information? Remember to read and to keep a log on sources. What do the sources need to have? What do the sources need to look like? Okay, we just did that, right? This part. Full title, author, publisher, and date printed, the date on which the information was collected or website accessed, and the address of any website searched. That's this part. Keep a log on sources of information. That's for secondary data. And try to write a small summaries of the things you read on the internet. Okay, now that's for type of research. Now for the type of information. Primary data or secondary data, this is types of research, remember. Now for the types of data. What are the types of data? Quantitative or qualitative? Now, ahora usted me van a decir, pero teacher, usted dijo que el cualitativo es el que nos permite usar las perspectivas, entonces eso solamente voy a usar. No, wrong. Quantitative data is very useful for you to understand statistical issues, okay? Qualitative data is going to help us a lot for perspectives. Qualitative data is going to help us a lot with perspectives, understanding perspectives, exploring perspectives, getting to know ideas, points of views. Remember, that is qualitative data. But quantitative data is going to help us a lot to our results or reflect on the findings that we have. For example, in qualitative data, we may find that the president of Peru, for example, says that poverty in our country is one of the slowest, or the lowest, sorry, in whole Latin America. Okay, that's one perspective. That's one people's point of view. That's him saying that, or saying that is that true. Remember that in qualitative data, we don't know for sure if it is true or false. We just know perspectives. This is uncertain, okay? We just know perspectives. But in quantitative data, thanks to our statistical research or findings through numbers, we know if that is for sure or not, because we can compare the poverty rate in different countries. Okay, that is for quantitative data. So primary data, is primary data good? Yes. Is secondary data good? Yes. Is quantitative data useful? Yes. Is qualitative data useful as well? Yes. We are going to use it all. But how do you answer then this question? In which part? Ahora, si es que ustedes se preguntan, bueno, muy bien, el teacher dice que todo esto es importante, es bueno, lo copio lo mismo, digo que es esto, no, no, ¿ok? Dependiendo de cómo ustedes han explicado la elección de su pregunta de investigación, van ustedes leer qué es el primary data, secondary data, quantitative data y qualitative data, hasta que esté bien grabado en ustedes y puedan explicarme cuándo van a usar cada tipo de información o para qué lo van a usar. ¿Ok? Yo necesito el quantitative data, por ejemplo, para saber cuántas personas pueden acceder, digamos, al bono de 380 soles que ha dado al inicio el gobierno después de un mes de cuarentena, ¿no? Ese es un ejemplo. Necesito esa data en cantidad. ¿Para qué necesito un qualitative data? Bueno, yo necesito esto ahora para mi investigación, para saber de qué manera están afrontando en diversos países el problema con esta pandemia que es el COVID-19. Ese es un ejemplo solamente, ¿ok? Tienen que especificar para qué van a usar cada tipo de investigación o tipo de información, ¿ok? Types of research and types of data. Y el último, ustedes ya lo saben, el action plan, ¿no? La planificación de su tiempo en cómo van a hacer todo. ¿Ok? This is the research proposal. Para trabajar esta actividad esta semana, ¿tienen ustedes alguna otra pregunta, alguna última pregunta? Recuerden que esto va a estar, bueno, no tal como lo ven ahora en Word. Va a estar, uy, disculpen, les había olvidado de compartir lo que estaba haciendo acá. Como le decía, types of data, primary data, not now. Secondary data, yes, keep a log on sources of information, types of data, quantitative data, what is it good for, and qualitative data, how is it going to help us, okay? The template or the Word document, which is going to be posted on CNET, it's not going to be this exact one, but it's going to be a similar one, which is going to help you to finish your research proposal. Okay, so far, this is just to finish our class today. Do you have any other questions? Any question? No? All clear? Okay, I am going to read the list of people I have here. Si no te nombro, voy a nombrar a todos los que tengo en lista. Si no te nombro, por favor, di presente o escribe en el chat que no los he anotado. ¿Ya? Elías, Sofía, Juan Pablo, Adriano, Sadaf, Fabián, Ana Belén, Luciana, Belén, Franco, Carles, Francisco Samán, Caroli, Danayet, Carlos Reyes, Nicole, Emily, Ariana, Cintia, Ahmed y Emad. ¿Quién más?
Yo, profe, se olvida creo que de mí.
Te he nombrado primero, Elías.
Ah, no escuché bien, profe. Aldair dice profesor.
A Nicolás, cierto. No anotó Nicolás. A ver. ¿Quién más?
Aldair dijo en el chat.
Aldair, cierto. Ya, nadie más, ¿cierto?
No.
Ok. Ya, chicos, ninguna pregunta con la actividad de Research Proposal. Ese es para iniciar su Individual Report, que ya deberían ustedes estar leyendo su Case Study. Ninguna pregunta, ¿cierto?
No, profe.
No tengan miedo en preguntar, chicos, por favor.